Coming this fall from SJS Direct, Easting the Sands of Time. It's action, adventure, and romance in ancient Egypt in this fantasy flashback Easting series adventure. Pre-order Easting the Sands of Time today on Amazon.com. Black women all across the web have been upset over the recent changes in Disney's Princess Tiana in the Wreck-It Ralph sequel. Now, when Princess Tiana made her appearance in 2009's Princess and the Frog, she was clearly a dark-skinned woman with Afrocentric features. However, in the most recent Wreck-It Ralph trailer, we see that Princess Tiana's appearance has been modified to make her appear to be biracial. Her skin has been lightened, her hair has been lightened, and her hair texture has been changed to appear to be more like a biracial woman than a black woman. And many black women are upset over these changes, and many are angry because Disney has decided to make these changes to Princess Tiana's appearance, but has not made that change to other ethnic characters' appearances like Jasmine and Pocahontas. And when it comes down to Princess Tiana, many black women, they really shouldn't get upset because Princess Tiana is not a black princess. And the reason why she is not a black princess is because she has not been created by a black creator. Now, if this was a black princess created by a black creator, I could see the reason for being upset. But when it comes down to a creation of Walt Disney Corporation, this is a character created by white men to be a representation of black women, and the black women they find to be attractive. And when it comes down to white men, this interpretation of Tiana is what they believe they want the character to appear like. So you can't tell a white man to do what to do with his own characters or get upset about his images. And this is one of the big problems with many of these black women out here. They get upset over a white man's creation and a white man's image, and that again shows us how much they deify and worship white men, because anybody else would just say, like I said about Black Panther, that Black Panther is not a black character. He is a character created by white men to represent a white man's ideas of what he believes a black man to be like. And this is why we can't go out of our way to support these kind of characters, because they, at the end of the day, are somebody else's property, somebody else's ideas, and somebody else's concepts. And we have to go out here and support our own concepts, our own ideas, and our own interpretations of blackness. Now, what makes many of these black women hypocrites as related to Princess Tiana, again, is their deification and worship of white men. Because they'll sit there and get angry about the changes to Princess Tiana's appearance, but many of these same black women will be sitting there talking about how they want to have a biracial baby. And this is something I went in depth in my novel Spellbound discussing, because there's a scene where the Matilda Crowley character, a biracial black woman of a black mother and a white father, is working at the Kentucky Fried Chicken on 145th Street, and she's taking out the garbage. And then she has a discussion with one of her black female co-workers who berates her about being biracial. And then after berating Matilda about being biracial, she then talks to her black friend about how she wants to have a baby with a Puerto Rican man. And in that scene, I break down how your black woman will sit there and talk about how much she hates a biracial woman, but she wants to have a baby with a Hispanic man, a white man, an Arab man, or an Asian man, and how this is just completely insane. Because after listening to this, Matilda is sitting there washing her hands at the sink, and she's listening to this woman talk about how she wants to have this baby with this Puerto Rican man with this curly hair and this light skin. And this is a biracial woman. And she's sitting there wondering, you're mad at me for being biracial, but when you have a baby with this other man, what are you having? Because that's what's mind-bogglingly insane about many of these black women as related to them being outraged about Princess Tiana's skin tone. They're mad about Princess Tiana's skin tone. However, they will go out here and talk about how they want relationships with white men and how they want to have biracial children. But when they put up images of biracial women, many of these same women will get extremely upset and extremely angry. However, they only get upset when they are in the presence of that biracial woman, and they even get more upset when they are in the presence of that biracial woman when she is with a black man, because many of those black women get angry because they believe that this man isn't paying attention to them and he has some sort of so-called um, color struck. They'll make that shaming language and say that that black man is color struck because he is involved with that biracial woman. But let that same black woman get involved with a white man like your Meghan Markle and many of these same Afro-American Negro women. They will be sitting there praising that woman, and they'll be praising that woman because they get a covert contract into having a relationship with that white man. So they will give her black credibility only if she is in the presence of a white man, having a relationship with a white man. That's the only place where they will say that that biracial woman is a black woman. That's when they will give her credit for being a black woman, because they want that covert contract where they can have that relationship with that white man in the same way they could have it with your Prince Harry when he married Meghan Markle. However, in every other situation, whenever they see a black woman with lighter skin or a different hair texture, then that black woman isn't black. And she definitely isn't black when she is in a relationship with a black man. That's when they start saying she's not really black, but she's only black when she's with a white man because they can get the points with that white man. And they're only outraged over Princess Tiana being lightened up because they are upset because this black character is something made by white men, and it's like those white men are not really validating them. And that's what they're really upset about. But again, you can't get upset with a white man over his own characters and his own creations, because this is his interpretation of what he finds to be attractive. So if you don't like the images in Disney's Ralph Breaks the Internet, then you just need to vote with your wallet. And that's what black people need to do as related to this image of Princess Tiana. Because if Disney wants to do this, again, your response does not mean do you go out here and protest and get angry. Your response is to just vote with your wallet and go out here and support a writer like myself who is writing a princess story like Eastine, The Sands of Time, which features a black princess in ancient Egypt, a black princess who is involved with Egyptian gods and Egyptian mythology, and shows you Egyptian mythology featuring black characters. Now, when I envisioned Eastine, The Sands of Time, I envisioned it being portrayed with an all-black cast, featuring people like Sally Richardson as Eastine, Samuel L. Jackson as Osiris, Angela Bassett as Queen Isis, Michael Ealy as John Haynes, and I had the whole lot, and Jada Pinkett Smith as the villain, and that was my vision for a black princess story. Now, I wanted to do a black princess story, and I wanted to tie it into actual royal bloodlines and actual black history and actual ancient Egyptian history, and that's what I did with Eastine, The Sands of Time. But I don't see that with all of this Princess Tiana. She was just a made-up character to get diversity points at Disney, and it showed how lazy Disney was, because when it came down to your Princess Tiana, she really didn't even have a black prince. So that's another reason why I don't really take Princess and the Frog too seriously. that I don't take Tiana too seriously because she really was not a black character. Her whole idea and concept were designed to fit within the white liberals' idea of black and not our own idea regarding being black. So I look at this whole situation and it's just spellbound black women having selective outrage over a white person's Disney princess, and they're upset because they're changing that white person's idea of their preference for skin tone, and the whole thing relates to the skin tone debate as related to the black female, because the black female is the one who has the biggest issue as related to skin tone. Most black men, they just want to deal with women based on the content of their character, not the color of their skin, and they want to have great black fantasy stories where they see the content of great black characters, which show how great they are and show how great they are to people in the stories presented about them. If you want to pre-order Easting the Sands of Time, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com in the description box. You can pre-order the Kindle version right now, and you can pre-order, and the paperback will be coming this October. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.